What if I told you that every morning you wake up and do nothing, your body quietly loses its ability to stand, to walk, to live freely, not in a year, not in a decade, but right now, minute by minute? Most people think it's just old age, a slow natural decline, but science says otherwise. The real reason you're losing strength, losing balance, losing confidence, it's because no one taught you how to fight back. The good news is it's not too late. Today I'll show you a simple 5-minute habit that could be the difference between staying on your feet or being stuck in a chair. It's not magic, it's not hard, but it works. If you value your independence, stay with me. These 5 minutes could change your life. Hit like if you care about your health, subscribe to Doctor for Seniors for more life-saving tips, and let me know in the comments if you're ready to take back control of your body starting today. Part 1, why just 5 minutes a day can change your entire future. Most people think losing strength after 60 is normal. They believe it's just part of aging. But as a doctor, I can tell you the truth is very different. You're not weak because of your age. You're weak because your muscles are being quietly taken away day by day, year by year, while you sit still unaware. Science shows that after 60, we lose up to 3% of muscle mass every single year if we don't stay active. That may not sound like much, but let me put it this way. In just 5 years, you could lose up to 15% of your muscle strength. Imagine trying to climb stairs, carry groceries, or even stand up from a chair with 15% less power. That's the real reason so many seniors struggle, not because of age, but because of inaction. And it doesn't stop there. Muscle loss sets off a chain reaction. First, your legs feel heavy, then your balance gets shaky. Simple movements like standing on one foot to put on a sock become risky. One wrong step, one small trip, and suddenly you're facing a fall. The statistics are alarming. For adults over 65, 1 in 4 experiences a fall every year. And falls are not harmless. They are the #1 cause of injury-related deaths in seniors. A single fall can steal your independence, forcing you into a wheelchair, a nursing home, or worse. But here's the good news. This entire chain reaction, weak muscles, poor balance, dangerous falls, losing your independence, it can be interrupted. And all it takes is 5 minutes a day. Let me tell you a story. A few months ago, a patient of mine, Mr. Harris, came into my office. 73 years old, a retired teacher. He told me he'd stopped going for his daily walks because his knees hurt and he was getting too old for that stuff. Within a year, he noticed his legs felt weaker. Getting out of his recliner became a struggle. He started using the walls for balance. One morning, he slipped in his own kitchen. Thankfully, he wasn't seriously hurt, but the scare was enough to bring him to me. We didn't talk about expensive therapies. We didn't join a gym. What we did was simple. I showed him a 5-minute routine, easy stretches, sit to stand repetitions, balance holds, every morning 5 minutes. That's it. At first it was tiring, but within 2 weeks he noticed a difference. He could stand up from his chair without using his hands. After a month, he felt steady walking across the room. After 3 months, Mr. Harris was back to his morning walks, smiling, confident, independent. It wasn't magic, it wasn't luck, it was 5 minutes a day. That's why I'm telling you this. You don't have to accept weakness. You don't have to wait until you fall to take action. Just 5 minutes of simple, focused movement can protect your muscles, your balance, and your freedom. So the next time you think I'm too old or it's too late, remember Mr. Harris? And remember, this small daily actions are your best defense against the quiet thief called muscle loss. Part 2, the simple 5-minute habit that protects your strength and independence. If there's one thing I've learned as a doctor, it's this. The most powerful solutions are often the simplest. You don't need complicated machines or exhausting workouts to stay strong after 60. What you need is to stay connected to your body every single day. That's why this 5-minute habit I'm about to share is so important. It's called the muscle wake-up. 3 simple steps. 5 minutes of your morning. That's all it takes to keep your legs alive, your balance steady, and your independence safe. Let me walk you through it. Step 1, gentle leg stretches to activate circulation. First thing in the morning, your muscles are cold, stiff, and slow. Especially as we age, blood flow becomes less efficient and circulation to the legs weakens. That's why the first step is so crucial. Start by sitting on the edge of your bed or a sturdy chair. Slowly extend one leg forward, flex your ankle, and gently point your toes toward your face. Hold for 5 seconds, then switch legs. Repeat this 5 times on each side. This simple movement wakes up the blood vessels, encourages oxygen flow, and warms up the muscles before they're asked to work. Think of it as sending a wake-up call to your legs, telling them it's time to support you. It may feel small, but research from the American Heart Association confirms that even mild stretching improves circulation and reduces stiffness in older adults. Better circulation means less pain, more mobility, and a lower risk of injury. Step 2. Simple sit-to-stand exercises to rebuild strength. Once your legs are warm, it's time to rebuild what aging tries to steal your strength. The sit-to-stand exercise is as straightforward as it sounds. From your chair, place your feet firmly on the ground, shoulder-width apart. Cross your arms over your chest, then slowly stand up. Hold for a moment. Sit back down with control. Aim for 10 repetitions. Why is this so effective? Because it mimics real life. Every time you get up from a chair, climb stairs, or get out of your car, you're using the very same muscles: quadriceps, glutes, core stabilizers. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity showed that daily sit-to-stand repetitions significantly improve lower body strength and functional mobility in people over 65. And the best part, you're using your own body weight. No equipment, no gym membership. This single movement can reverse years of muscle decline if done consistently. Step 3. Balance. Hold for 30 seconds to improve stability. Strength is vital, but without balance, it's like having a car with no brakes. Falls happen not because you're weak, but because your body forgets how to adjust, how to stabilize itself when you shift your weight. For this, we practice the balance hold. Stand next to a sturdy chair or countertop. Gently lift 1 foot an inch off the ground. Focus your gaze on a fixed point ahead. Hold for 30 seconds. If you need to lightly touch the chair for support, then switch legs. It's a deceptively simple exercise, but it trains the small stabilizer muscles in your ankles, knees, and hips, the ones that protect you from unexpected trips and wobbles. Studies from the National Institute on Aging highlight that daily balance exercises can reduce fall risk by up to 40% in seniors. That's not just statistics, that's your independence. A story you'll never forget. Let me tell you about Mary. Mary is 78, a retired nurse, lived alone, fiercely independent. But over time, she noticed she was shuffling more, avoiding stairs, hesitant to go out for groceries. Her daughter called me worried after Mary nearly fell, reaching for a light switch. I introduced Mary to the muscle wake-up. She was skeptical. "Doctor, 5 minutes. That's not going to fix 78 years. But she gave it a try. Day 1 was wobbly. Day 3, she stood up from her chair with less effort. By week 2, she could balance for 30 seconds without touching anything. A month later, Mary was back to gardening. Small patches at first, then larger ones. Her confidence returned with every small victory. The look on her face when she told me I don't need to hold on to the walls anymore was priceless. That's the power of 5 minutes. Not just muscles, not just balance, but the quiet return of dignity, of freedom, of life. Why this works? You see, aging shrinks your muscles not in a dramatic collapse, but in tiny silent steps. A little today, a little tomorrow, until suddenly daily tasks feel overwhelming. The muscle wake-up interrupts that process. It sends a clear message to your body: I'm still here. I still need my strength. With just 5 minutes, you activate blood flow, re-engage muscle fibers, and train your balance reflexes. All without leaving your home. All without complicated routines. It's simple, it's effective, and for many of my patients, it has been life-changing. Part 3, the real story of Eleanor, how a simple 5-minute habit saved her mobility. There's a moment many seniors fear. That split second when your foot slips, your balance falters, and the floor rushes up faster than you can react. For Eleanor, that moment came on a quiet Tuesday morning. She was 74, a retired librarian, independent, proud, always moving. But that morning, while reaching for a jar on the top shelf, she lost her footing. It wasn't a dramatic fall, no loud crash, just a soft thud as she landed on her side. But the consequences were anything but soft. The fall fractured her hip. Recovery was slow, painful, and even after the bones healed, something deeper remained: broken her confidence. Before the fall, Eleanor loved her morning walks. She'd stroll around the neighborhood, chat with neighbors, tend to her flower beds. After the fall, all of that stopped. Every step felt uncertain. The fear of falling again was paralyzing. Her daughter even started looking into getting her a wheelchair, just in case, they said. That just in case felt like a life sentence to Eleanor. When she came to see me, she was defeated. She looked me in the eyes and asked, "Doctor, is this it? Is this how it ends? From walking freely to being pushed around in a chair." It wasn't her bones that worried me most. It was that hopelessness. I knew what Eleanor needed wasn't complicated. She didn't need fancy equipment. She didn't need expensive therapy. She needed to reconnect with her body, to trust it again, and that starts small. I showed her the same 5-minute routine we've talked about. Gentle stretches to wake up circulation, sit-to-stand exercises to rebuild her leg strength, simple balance holds to retrain her body's instinct to stay upright. At first she was skeptical. 5 minutes. That's barely enough time to make coffee, she joked, but she promised to try. The first week was tough. Standing up from a chair without using her hands felt like climbing a mountain. Her legs trembled during balance holds, but she kept going. Little by little, those 5 minutes started to work their quiet magic. By the end of the first month, Eleanor could stand up from her chair with control. No arm rests, no pushing, just strength. In the second month, she started walking short distances around her garden. Slow, careful steps, but steps she hadn't dared to take in months. By month 3, she was back to her morning walks. A little shorter than before, but steady, confident. She told me with a smile, "I'll never forget, doctor. I feel like my legs belong to me again." That's the power of small, consistent effort. No pills, no machines. Just a simple 5-minute habit that reminded Eleanor her body was still capable of healing, of growing, of carrying her forward. Her story isn't unique. Every year, thousands of seniors face the same challenge. A fall, a loss of mobility, a creeping sense of helplessness. But what most don't realize is that muscle strength, balance, and confidence can all be rebuilt, even after 70, even after a fall. The secret lies in starting small, in giving your body daily signals that you still need it to be strong. 5 minutes a day. That's all it took for Eleanor to reclaim her independence. And it can be the same for you. Part 4, the 3 biggest mistakes seniors make that keep them weak. As a doctor, I've noticed something troubling. Most people don't take action until it's almost too late. They wait for their body to scream before they finally listen. But by then, what could have been prevented becomes a fight to recover what was lost. This happens especially with muscle strength and mobility. Mistake number 1 is waiting until you're weak to start moving. I can't count how many patients have told me I'll start exercising when I feel stronger. But that's like saying you'll start brushing your teeth once your cavities are gone. It doesn't work that way. The truth is, muscle loss after 60 is sneaky. It's slow, silent, and gradual. You won't notice it right away. One day you're walking fine. A year later, stairs feel harder. Then without realizing it, you're holding onto walls, avoiding long walks, hesitating to bend down. If you wait for these signs to pile up, you're already years behind. The key is to start early while you still can. Because once weakness sets in, regaining lost strength takes twice the effort. Mistake number 2 is believing exercise has to be hard and complicated. Many seniors think if they're not lifting heavy weights or sweating buckets, it doesn't count. They imagine gyms filled with machines, intense workout plans, personal trainers shouting commands, and they decide that's not for me. But the human body doesn't need drama to stay strong. Especially after 60, gentle focused movements are far more effective. Simple leg stretches, sit-to-stand repetitions, balance holds. These are not fancy, but they target exactly what matters: the muscles you use to live independently. A study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that low-impact bodyweight exercises performed consistently improved strength and balance in older adults more effectively than sporadic high-intensity workouts. The body responds to what you do, often not what you do intensely once in a while. Mistake number 3 is underestimating the power of daily consistency. Many believe that exercising once or twice a week is enough. But the reality is, at our age, muscles need constant reminders. Daily movement keeps the neuromuscular connections alive. It's like watering a plant. Skip a few days and it starts to wilt. Skip a few weeks and it's gone. The magic pill everyone hopes for is actually called consistency. Let me tell you a story that brings this to life. Paul, a 68-year-old retired firefighter, came to see me after a minor fall in his backyard. He was lucky, just a bruised hip, but the incident shook him. He confessed he had been avoiding exercise for years because he thought it had to be exhausting to be worth it. "I'm not a gym guy, Doc. I don't have time for hour-long workouts. Besides, these old knees can't handle much," he said. I asked him a simple question: "Can you spare 5 minutes a day to stay out of a wheelchair?" That caught his attention. We started with the basics. Gentle leg stretches in the morning, 10 sit-to-stands before breakfast, 30 seconds balancing while brushing his teeth. No fancy routines, no equipment, just 5 minutes of purposeful movement. At first, Paul felt silly. This is too easy, he'd say. But within 2 weeks, he noticed standing up from his recliner was smoother. His knees didn't creak as much. After a month, he stopped using the handrail to climb his front steps. 3 months later, Paul came back grinning. He had just helped his grandson move boxes into the garage. Didn't even think twice about it, he said proudly. That's what daily consistency does. It rewires your body, builds quiet strength, restores confidence. Paul didn't need a gym. He didn't need grueling workouts. He needed to show up for his body every single day, even if it was just for 5 minutes. And that's the lesson most people miss. So remember this, don't wait until your legs betray you. Don't believe you need to suffer to improve, and never underestimate the power of small daily actions. The fight for your independence is not won in marathons. It's won in those 5 quiet minutes you choose to move every single day. Your legs are not just muscles. They are your foundation, your freedom, your connection to the world. Every step you take is a statement of independence. Don't wait until that is taken from you. 5 minutes a day may seem small, but it's a powerful choice. A choice to stay strong, a choice to stay steady, a choice to keep living life on your terms. Start today not for perfection, but for progress, for your future self, for the people who love you, for the simple joy of walking without fear. If this message spoke to you, support this channel by clicking like. Subscribe to Doctor for Seniors for more life-changing health tips. And tell me in the comments, what will your first 5 minutes look like today? Remember, your health is your greatest wealth.